Do you ever find yourself wondering at the end of the month, where did my paycheck go? I've paid all of my monthly living expenses and I live a great life, but I don't seem to have anything left over for saving. Do you sometimes feel envious of others, what they have and what position they're in? Do you feel unfulfilled because of this, perhaps dissatisfied or even depressed? So this situation is called lifestyle creep or lifestyle inflation. So in this video, I'm going to be talking more about what this concept is and how we can prevent it. So if this sounds interesting to you, then stay tuned. But first, welcome back everybody. Thank you for clicking on this video. My name is Diana and I am the Joyful Dabbler. And here on this channel, I do all sorts of videos relating to mindful living, minimalism, and meditation. So if this sounds interesting to you, then please make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. I would really appreciate it as a new channel. Thank you so much. And now let's get on into that video, shall we? So what is lifestyle creep exactly? So this is the situation when your income is going up, but the amount you're saving is not necessarily. And this usually happens when our lifestyle increases proportionally to our income. So basically, as we make more, we spend more. So what leads to this happening? Well, something that we all like to do is we all like to fantasize about what we would do if we had more money. We might upgrade our home to something more spacious, maybe get that nice new fancy car or go on more vacations. Basically indulge in more luxuries that we don't have access to today. So picture this, you buy a lottery ticket for, let's say it's a $500 million jackpot. So what do you naturally do? You start thinking about what are the various things that you can spend this money on if you win. It's so much fun to think about all of the possibilities, right? So it's the same sort of thing when we're talking about any increase in income. For example, moving up the career ladder. Now this is something that's much more within our grasp than winning the lottery. If you work hard, you'll likely, or at least more likely, be able to be promoted. And usually with that promotion comes a pay raise. So you can more easily envision this happening. And first, you getting the pay raise and then thinking about, oh, well, once I get the pay raise, what will I do with this? Or once I get the bonus, what will I do with this? So when we think about an upcoming salary increase or bonus or something like that, we have two choices. We can either spend it on something now, or we can save it for something in the future. So here's the issue. It's harder to envision a benefit that takes place further on down the road in the future. It's much easier to think about a benefit that occurs in the here and now or in the near future. It's harder to focus your energy on a goal that's further out because you're not going to see the benefit of it as quickly. Instant gratification is definitely a thing. We like to see the fruits of our labors now. And the thing is, if you take that extra money and you set it aside and save it, you're not utilizing any of it now. And this means that you keep the same lifestyle that you're at. Now, this to a lot of people just may not be as much fun. People like to experience something new. It's a part of everyone. It's part of what everyone loves. So another possible reason for the occurrence of lifestyle creep is that we are comparing ourselves to either another person or to ourselves in the future. So when we focus on the material possessions that someone else has, or the prestige or the status that we perceive them to have, we see things in terms of what they have versus what we don't have. Basically, it turns into a case of the have versus have not. Or we compare our current self and where we are in life and our situation to where we want to be in the future. And we forget to focus on our progress compared to where we have come from before. We don't tend to think about where we were a few years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. We tend to think in terms of where we want to be in 5 or 10 years down the road. And the thing is, if we only focus on where we want to be in the future, then we tend to measure our success in terms of this. And if we're not there yet and we don't see it happening that soon, then we may tend to view ourselves less positively, more negatively. We may tend to think of ourselves as a failure because we're not there yet, because we haven't gotten there as quickly as we would like. And when we focus much more on this can lead to feeling unfulfilled and feeling dissatisfied with our lot in life. Okay, so now say you do get that salary increase or that bonus. So you have this extra money in hand. So now we go ahead and we indulge once, twice, 3 times. We figure it's not an ongoing thing, it's okay. Or we figure, you know what? We can eat out a little bit more often now. There's no harm in it because we can afford it. It's okay. We can go on a 2nd or 3rd vacation this year and every year going forward because we can afford it now. It's okay. But now, after we start to do this and some time goes by and we're continuing in this new way of life, we can get used to these new circumstances. It becomes a way of our normal life. The novelty wears off. So at this point, it would feel like a sacrifice to go back to where we were before. If we were eating out only once a week before, or maybe a couple times a month, and now we're eating out maybe 3, 4, 5 times a week, it might feel like a sacrifice to go back to where we were. But we always start looking for the next new thing. A new electronic gadget comes out that's, say, $1,000, and you look at that and it's like, oh, well, wouldn't that be nice to have? Or say a neighbor decides they want to go out and buy a boat, and you say to yourself, oh, wow, that looks like fun. I'd kind of like to do that too. And so there's always going to be something else that you don't have and that's not within your lifestyle now that you're going to want. So there was this interesting study done in which they asked people of varying income levels, what level of income would you say you would need in order to be comfortable in life? And so they started off by asking people who made $20,000 a year. And keep in mind, I think this is around the poverty level in the United States. So 20,000, how much do you think you would need in order to be comfortable? And they said 50,000, that would be fabulous. Next, they asked people who were making $50,000 a year. And they said, you know what, 100,000 would be fabulous. That'd be great. I would be comfortable. I would be set. Next, I asked people who were making 100,000 and they said 200,000. That's what I need. That's where I'd be set in life. And this study is just interesting because it goes to show that when your salary increases, it's just that much more common for your lifestyle to increase along with it. But when is it enough? Whether you're making $50,000 a year or $1 million a year, there's always going to be someone out there who's making more than you. A billionaire is always going to have more opportunities. So how do we prevent lifestyle creep from happening? Well, the easy answer is don't spend the money. Save the money when you get it. The problem is this is much easier said than done. So when you measure your progress in life, it's important to not only measure how far you've come against where you're going. It's great to keep goals in mind, but they shouldn't be the be-all and end-all. It's important not to discount how far you've come and being proud of that. So take a moment to think about where you were 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and compare your current situation to then. And I'll bet you're much better off there than you were before. So you should be proud of that progress that you have made. And this can keep you fulfilled as you make your way towards those future goals. In addition, compare your progress only to you and not to anyone else. Don't compare how you're doing to your family or your friends or your neighbors or whoever. Life is not a race. Life is not a contest. It's about what will make you and your family happy. In addition, it's important to focus on the everyday pleasures in life, and this will help you focus less on increasing your lifestyle and focusing more on the everyday joys. So rather than simply looking forward to what's next, think more about how you can enjoy today and where you are today and what you have today. You can go outside for a walk in the fresh air and enjoy the cool, crisp, clean outdoors. Enjoy outings with your family and quality time with your family. Maybe go to a local festival and explore it and see what's out there, see what's new. Maybe spend some time doing something creative. If you are into poetry or writing or painting or paper mache or crafting or anything like that, taking time to exhibit your creativity. When you enjoy the little things in life that much more, then this will really fill your life with happiness. And when you focus more on these types of things, you'll find it's a lot easier to maintain your current lifestyle and therefore save those salary increases for something in the future that you're working towards. So there you have it. That is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something new. Please take a moment to like this video as well as hit the subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. Again, as a brand new channel, thank you for watching, and I will see you all again next time. Bye y'all.